So tonight's job, we've been on with welding these tabs back in place on here. We've got 3 tabs both sides. Just chucked them in primer for now to stop them rusting overnight or anything. And then tomorrow we're going to be drilling the middle piece and some holes in here. And then we'll see how strong it is. Slam the bonnet a few times and hopefully it won't go anywhere. Shouldn't do, but we shall see. Right, so it's a day or two later, can't remember, and we've got this drilled and test fitted back in place, and the bonnet does still catch in there, so that's good. You have to forgive my mismatch of bolts. I thought I had more of these, but apparently I've only got one left. So the plan is to weld these nuts on underneath as a sort of captive nut thing so they don't get lost, and that's how it kind of works. So we've got a support at the top and 2 fixing points, which are M6 bolts, which will be more than strong enough, I'm sure. So let's get these nuts welded on. We're dodging the showers again. It's just been raining. Let's hope it holds off a bit longer. Here's another little job I'm on with whilst waiting for the welds to cool down a little. I want to give this ECU a clean. Obviously I don't want to damage any of the pins in here, so I've just used some sheet foam, which is about 6mm thick, which just sits in there nicely, and then I'm going to tape around it with insulation tape. Give me at least some protection. I'm not going to go too mental with this, but I want to try and get a brush in there and give this a bit of a clean up. See if we can make it look a little bit fresher. Right, so we give it a quick wash and then I've just dried it off in the microwave 20 seconds. So yeah, should be good for paint anytime soon. So with this engine being outside, I've had it under a cover, and yesterday the cover blew off and all the rain got onto it, which is unfortunate and annoying, but I've decided to go the whole hog and we'll get the flywheel replaced for a lightened one. So I'm going to pull these off, ready for that, and obviously to clean it as well. Okay, quick tool made up to get these flywheel bolts off. Hopefully it works. So there it is off. A couple of things that are concerning me is the oil that's collected on these shelves. Now my plan is to change this main seal. I'm going to see how hard that is to do on my other engine. I'm just wondering whether that's come from this seal or whether it's come from the gasket between the engine block. I really don't want to do anything with that middle gasket for now. This engine is just going to go in and be used, but I just want to make sure that I'm doing most that I can to protect the new flywheel and clutch from any oil. So this is going to get changed, and this sump gasket is going to get renewed, but this one isn't, and fingers crossed when I take the engine back out in a year or whatever that it hasn't, you know, coated all my clutch and everything. I don't think it will, but it is a concern, and we'll just have to suck it up and see what happens with that, really, I guess. So on with cleaning this now. So that's literally taken about 2 minutes to go over it with the WD and the brush, wipe it all off, and the next stage is to then let it dry a bit, and then we'll buzz it off with my wire wheels and then see what it looks like. So that's the first go over with the big wheel. which does probably 90–80% of getting the crust off. And now we'll go in with the smaller brush. Okay, so this is the old engine that's still on this stand. So what I'm going to do is whip the sump off this, see if I can use this sump once I've cleaned it up for the other engine, so it's just an easy swap one day. The other thing I'm going to try and do is see how easy it is to get that seal out. Should be alright. So I'm in the shed, powered by the light of my mobile phone. This is how all mechanics do it, I've heard. Right, so a few bolts all around the edge, whip them off, give it a tap, see what happens. Okay, so that's come off pretty nice. If you look down there at the bottom of the piston, can you see it? We've got a bolt down there. I think that's from the chain guide. So this needs a good scrub out. Lovely. Right, we'll end the video on some more parts that have arrived. We have got another new oil filter. So these parts are from evotechtuning.co.uk. So we've got another oil filter, just because I thought I needed two, in case I rebuilt another engine. We've got a set of 4 coolant pipe O-rings, so that's one on each end of this, again if I was doing another engine in future. A new exhaust gasket, and that might be it. Oh, we've got some side skirt brackets for along the side of the car that clip on back onto the car. And we've got 2 sets of exhaust stud kits. So we've got the GM exhaust studs and the copper nuts, and then finally, after about 3 weeks of waiting, check these out. Roofs Motorsport. These are the main coolant pipes and the ancillary coolant pipes. Shiny, shiny. So, I think that's enough for this video. If you fancy it, give it a like. If you know anyone that fancies this stuff, give it a share. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.